New one for you today. This is from NPR. Trump launched an ambitious effort to end HIV. Republicans want to defund it. Let's get down to it. You know, I'm on the left. That's, to me, the only way to deal with the problems we face as a society. You know, with these mass shootings, with climate change bearing down. It's the only way we can solve these problems. We can't solve pandemics through GoFundMe's. What I'm saying is we can't depend on rich people doing good things to help society. So there's a lot of things Trump said and Bannon said when he first in office about the working man, about people being really left out with all the jobs going overseas. We know Bannon pretty much split with them because Trump is an oligarch who got elected. He didn't mean any of that stuff. You know, one point I try to make very often is that the right has no legacy. There's no legacy to any of this stuff. And that most of it is just something that they use that sounds good. Trump recognized America moved left on war. Hillary Clinton didn't. You know, Trump talked about 9/11. He talked about the wars not. I mean, he said some things that make a lot of sense. But, you know, like Michael Brooks said to us, the right can say things that sound good here and there, but the end wages of it is genocide. Now, this is an example where most people would agree HIV is a crisis that should be abolished and we should take it seriously. I've been hearing about it mutating overseas. It being, instead of taking 30 years or 10 years to develop, it can develop a lot sooner. This is an example of what I mean of how these are oligarchs. They got elected. These are oligarchs. These are just very rich people. These aren't people that care about the working man. And there is no ideology, and there is no, real long-term thing there. It's about like, okay, they care about. Let's talk about this right now. And even if Trump does something good or says something that makes sense, his party will erase it the next 10 minutes or the next year. Or, whenever. But there's no long-term, nothing. There's nothing about Trump that will last. There is no, New Deal. No FDR New Deal. There is no Obamacare. There is no, desegregating the armed forces. There is no, something where kids 30 years from now will be reading in a book about, oh, man. So the armed forces were segregated? And was it Truman? Wow. You're not going to have that with Trump. Now, that's important to remember because that's not what they're there to do. So, more than 4 years ago, Donald Trump declared an ambitious goal. He had appreciated bipartisan support in the HIV epidemic in the U.S. Now, the Trump program is one of several health initiatives targeted by substantial cuts by members of his own party as the eye near year's elections. Pushing a slate of conservative political priorities that also take aim at sex ed for teens, health worker, vaccine mandates, and more. Republicans in the House of Representatives have opposed a spending bill that would cut $1.6 billion from the CDC, 1/6 of the agency's budget. Proposal will zero out their share of the Trump HIV plan, which is more than a third of the program's budget. I think that the Republican Party will probably get more extreme after Trump. I thought for a moment that they would learn from it, that the president that defunded the pandemic response team, that would mean that, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that again. And maybe there's a reason we have spare tires. There's a reason you have car insurance. There's a reason There's a reason you have health insurance. Hopefully you don't need it, but if you do, it's there. I think that after Trump, you're just gonna get more hardline budget proposals. That's all they have. With another budget fight, and potential government shutdown looming October the 1st. The specific proposal is unlikely to clear Congress. Yet, former CDC officials said they fear it is the opening bid on what could be nonetheless be debilitating reductions to a strained agency that has lost public support in recent years. The cuts come on the heels of other recent reductions at CDC, triggered by the $11 debt ceiling deal to its budget for childhood vaccination programs and prevention of sexually transmitted infections, and they provide an early opportunity for the CDC's new director, Randy Cohen, to show how well she can convince members of Congress to protect the agency's interests in a polarized political landscape. Public health is being politicized to a point that's never been seen. Cutting public health spending is not smart. These culture wars are now leaking into and harming public health, and that is Kyle McGowan, consulting firm, Ascendant Strategic Partner, served as chief of staff at CDC during Trump administration. Like I said, it's just a reminder once again that, and this is important to me. Not Trump going to jail. It's important to me to see the people that rode with Trump lose everything. It's important to me because people need to understand, kids need to learn that you can't ride with a sociopath. There's plenty of people that would. They give up all the morality for that. They would love to go work for some scumbag for $100,000 a week. Where are they at now? Where's Giuliani at now? Giuliani's been disbarred. John Durham had to give up his law license for the election crap. Giuliani's being sued. Giuliani just lost one of his cases. He's been sued by his wife alimony, being seen in public with no security. People need to understand this is what happens. This is the long-term consequences of serving fascists and serving people who really don't care about the long-term effects of the nonsense they're presenting to the public as fact.